Hello there, fellow Scorpios. Thank you so much for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast. I don't know if you can see on the camera behind me, but snow is coming down in May. That's Colorado for you. All right, we are going to do a weekly forecast for the week of May the 9th through the 15th. And so I am going to put down one card for each day. And as I do that, we're going to look at the highlights of each day. We'll see if any themes show up for the week. As I'm shuffling, I do want to remind you that this is just a general reading, so not everything I see here is going to apply to every single Scorpio who watches this video, but most of it will apply to most of us, okay? So let's get some cards on the table. Those of you who are interested in a private reading, feel free to reach out to me. All my contact information is on the website at the top of my head right there. And also, if you're interested in signing up for my newsletter, where you find out all the good stuff going on, whether there's classes or promotions or whatever, that's all there. That is on the bottom of my homepage at that website. So let's see what we have for us. And I'm saying us because I have my Sun, my Mercury, my Neptune, and my Venus all in Scorpio. So we're going to look at the weekend first. Here we have the Stoat, otherwise known as the Page of Bows. That's Saturday's card. Sunday's card, we have the Archer. I like that card. Okay, so Saturday with this Page of Bows, this is basically we have some kind of idea that we would like to move forward with, but in one way or another, it needs somebody else to sign on and say, yeah, I'm down with that. And this can be anything from a loan officer to a good friend or whatever. And so with this card comes up, somebody is saying, yeah, let's do this thing. And this is something that we're feeling pretty enthusiastic about and happy about. So it's really good news when they say, hey, I'm on board. Now, looking at Sunday, Archer card. This is a card of victory. It could be a card of travel. If it is a card of travel, this is pleasant travel. This is not travel for, an emergency or something like that. This is something that is enjoyable type of travel. If it's travel, it's not going to be travel for all of us, but it also can be successfully reaching some kind of goal or target. The Archer has trained for a long time and does not often miss their goal here. And if you look at these white dogs in the background, these represent spirit. So it talks about that spirit is blessing the hand of the Archer as he's letting loose of that arrow. So this says we've got spirit involved with something and we are accomplishing it. We're meeting our goal, whatever our goal is, on Sunday. A very successful card. Very positive. All right. Can you tell this microphone cord is driving me crazy? I can't quit playing with it. I think it's adjusted now. Okay, let's look at the week. Sorry about the distraction. Monday, we have the Ace of Stones, and we'll dive deeper into these cards in a second. Let's just run through them first. Tuesday, we have the Eight of Bows. Wednesday, we have the Two of Arrows. Thursday, we have the Wanderer in reverse. And Friday, we have the Four of Stones, also in reverse. Okay, so let's jump into these. I kind of like how our weekdays are sandwiched with Stones cards. The Ace on Monday, the Four on Friday, even if it's in reverse, it just tells me that the overall mood of this week is going to be pretty stable. All right, so I like that. So anyway, Monday, Ace of Stones, Foundations of Life. And this card has been coming up a lot lately in the private readings that I'm doing too. Talks about the idea that we're setting a foundation on something that either has to do with our body or else has to do with our physical or financial resources. So we could be setting up a plan about how we're going to invest our money or a new business we could be setting the foundation on. We could also be setting the foundation for a new plan for exercise or how we're going to eat or a combination of those even. But setting some kind of foundation here on Monday. I like it. I like it. And then this is coming up to me, by the way, as setting the tone. Setting the tone whenever it comes to a cluster of relationships that we have. So, not like a romantic relationship, unless you have a cluster of romantic relationships simultaneously, but some kind of cluster of relationships that we have. So, these could have to do with work. That might be where we have a cluster of relationships. This also could have to do with family. Same thing. There's a cluster of relationships right there. So, setting the tone for some kind of cluster of relationships is what's coming up for Monday. Tuesday. Eight of Bows, Hearth Fire. This is some kind of gathering or get together. I think that we are participating in something where we're able to celebrate each other at this gathering or hearth fire. This also says it makes the implication that these people are people that we not only can work with, but we also can share our personal lives with, at least to some degree. So very, very, very nice. And then Wednesday, Two of Arrows. We are making some kind of decision on Wednesday. And this is a decision that is going to stick with us for a while. This is kind of the little sister to the Justice card. You can sort of see that implied with the scales there. And the other thing you can see implied is that this is a decision that brings peace, because look how she's got that bow under her foot. She's obviously not getting ready to shoot off any arrows at anybody. So we're making a decision that has to do with bringing peace and fairness into our lives. Calmness, harmony. Let's look at Thursday. Okay. So Thursday we have the Wanderer showing up in reverse. This just means that there's something we began in the past as a leap of faith, and now we are continuing forward with that after we think about first whether there's any more good juice left in that, whether we need to make any adjustments on it as we move forward with this leap of faith. And so we could be making some adjustments, but after we really think it through about whether we want to continue on with this or not, we will be continuing on with it. Not every one of us will be making adjustments, but some people will. Either way, we'll consider this, and then we'll decide to keep it moving. Ba-da-da-da-da, looking at Friday. Four of Stones coming up in reverse. Four of Stones in reverse just says that we are doing something that takes us a little bit out of being sheltered. We're taking a risk. We're taking some kind of risk on Friday. And this may be a financial risk, because stones does apply to material goods, and sometimes that's finances. But this can also be a risk that we're taking maybe with our bodies. Maybe we're jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. To me, that seems like a risk. But there's something here where we're deciding that it's worth it to take a risk. Okay, so, and yes, it could have to do with money, but it doesn't have to be. It's going to be really with any kind of material good, including the body. So taking a risk might also be like if you know you're supposed to be on a low sodium diet that doesn't include, I don't know, alcohol or who knows what. This could be taking the risk of going, just one time won't hurt. I have a dad who's been in AA for more than 35 years. I don't know personally, but I am sure that sometimes when we think just one time won't hurt, it might. Good. Possibility is good. So we should be careful on Friday to make sure that if we're going to take a risk, that we need to take a calculated risk. Okay. So that's what I have for the week. I hope that you guys have a fantastic week. And if I know I'll see some of you here for readings during the week, but the rest of you, I'll see back on the next video. Peace.